Thanks. मैंने कल रात I had memorized all of it, but now I'm very anxious, man. I'm going to hold my paper. Satish sir, Vijay, oh, so sorry, man. We actually wanted to keep it closed door, but I think now I'm not able to close the door. So it's, I think, yeah, I think we should have had Jasmine or something, but that's fine. As the KGF dialogue goes, probably, you know, yeah, probably power of NPCI, that's it. You're just believers. Can we start, guys? I'm so sorry, but if you can probably, yeah. So yeah, good morning, everyone. It's really an honor to probably to stand in front of you all. And today we are going to, let me first probably set the context, right? Okay. So for the context, yeah. So the context word itself is very important for this session, right? So the dictionary meaning of context is, yeah. So the circumstances that form the setting or provide the information for an event, statement, or idea, and in terms of which it can be fully understood, right? More information actually means you can take better decisions. If you're capable to take better decisions by yourself, you basically trust the system, right? So if you can go ahead. And one more key thing is, trust is not gained by financial transactions. Trust is always gained by non-financial. Sorry, I am so sorry. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. So, yeah. So non-financial transactions actually invoke trust. So I don't lend money directly to Nikhil. I first meet him. I first sit with him, have a cup of coffee or beer if it is okay in the crowd, right? And then of course he lends money to me. That's how it'll go, right? So so non-financial transactions is trust. Go back one. And trust is never static, right? So trust is always evolving. Customer trust is always evolving. So we also have to evolve as a product to ensure that. So basically we asked a question to ourselves, right? What if a UPI app was not limited to payments, right? What if a UPI app could understand my needs? What if a UPI app could empower me to make the best decisions, right? Which are not only convenient but perfectly tailored for that particular transaction. And for that, we introduce experiences on UPI. So if you can play the video, please. Yeah. Super. So essentially we've built this whole product with, you can go back one. Yeah, you could build this whole product with one mission in mind to ensure that every transaction is a moment of trust. It's a moment of empowerment for the customer. As the dialogue goes, अगर तुम किसी चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात तुम्हें उसे मिलाने की साजिश में लग जाती है. This is essentially the whole kainat of banks, apps, aggregators, ensuring that the customer gets the best possible thing. So everybody is going to negotiate on behalf of the customer for the customer on their UPI app. That's the whole idea. To start off with experiences, we have come up with 3 experiences. The first one being if you can give instant discount, right? Instant gratification, which is decentralized. Any merchant can give to any customer on any UPI app. You can play and one more. Yeah. Yeah, this is the video. Yeah. So scan the QR. I am at Starbucks, not with my girlfriend or anything, but yeah. So I'm buying my own coffee. I have offers applicable. So for example, Access Credit, I have a 5% discount applicable. I apply that. I get a updated amount of 665. So it's instant gratification for me, better for Access because they get more spends. I enter my PIN and my transaction is completed on any UPI app, as we are an interoperable partner, right? The next experience that we're going ahead with is the no-cost EMI, which is a real-time, personalized, and issuer and merchant-driven EMI. One more. So again, I'm scanning a QR, or probably Saurabh is scanning a QR, and he's buying an iPhone at Chroma. I suppose it costs somewhere around 90. So he has an option to actually convert it to credit using his HDFC Bank credit card. He clicks on it. He sees that he has an amazing offer, which is a 5,000 discount also. Everything on the UPI app, he selects, he decides, he pays 85,000, and the transaction, he enters the PIN and the transaction is converted into EMI. He can get his invoice, he can actually give NPS, right? And the last one, this has happened with me personally, standing in line for the lounge, and the card doesn't work. It's harrowing because you've already stood in line and then there are other people who are looking at you, right? So for that we've solved this. I'm at the lounge. This is a RuPay exclusive. Hey, hi. You finally made it, thanks. So this is the RuPay exclusive lounge in Delhi that's opening. This Kunal's brainchild. So you can visit this soon. You can actually see that I actually fetched what all lounge accesses I had on my UPI app itself. I don't need to stand in line anymore, and I get a QR which I can just show and enter. So it's a much more seamless experience even for lounge, right? I wanted to actually call people. You want to talk?
Yeah, no, please.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm scared of you a little bit. That's why. Yeah. So I think you can go next, Saurabh. Cool. So these are our partners. So HDFC Pays app is the one when it will start in. There is Setu Axis with Xiaomi. There's Next. There's Razorpay with Airtel. Where's the Razorpay team? I'm less claps, man. And of course, the apps are YesPay Next. This is Axis Bank with Setu. Yeah. This is Razorpay with Airtel. We have YesPay Next, TimePay, and AU, which are going live. There are more. There are more. If you can go ahead. Yeah, we have more. We have Pine Labs, which is going live on POS, which is huge. The next one is PayU. So after all this madness, you can actually book a Ease My Trip ticket on EMI using PayU. We have Yes Bank with Just Pay, which is again super. And they are also making it live, and again the same three apps. Yeah. Yeah, so we can move ahead. These are the merchants that you will probably see in the first leg, and of course it'll grow beyond to yeah. You should plan on spending on anyone, Dilip. Dilip has to. Yeah. So essentially, the whole idea is that we truly believe that personalization is the future. So I'd like to really thank and probably call on stage first. I'll call Rajneesh sir and all. So I'll please call on stage Rajneesh sir to speak for a minute on this.
So obviously I was not prepared for this. I know. No, it's it's always a thrill to launch new products from time to time, but it is absolute thrill when you launch a product with the largest payment innovation factory in the world, which is NPCI, right? So thank you NPCI for giving us the opportunity to participate in this launch. Speaking from a bank's perspective, this GFF also we've announced some 7 to 8 launches in partnership with NPCI, most of them. So it's all about NPCI. No, it's honestly about our commitment to our customers to ensure that we bring them the best of products from time to time, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sach. No, I think you can. Thanks. Next, I'd like to call probably the most wanted speaker for fests like this, Mr. Arif from Razorpay.
We allowed him to go to Razorpay, so please don't misunderstand.
So fortunate enough to be part of many launches with NPCI, right? In my erstwhile role and even recently. But I think this is the first product that I'm seeing where... Thanks. In my view, this is the first launch, let me call it platform, not a product, where I'm seeing actually everyone in the PA industry very excited. Nikhil, Pine Labs, everybody is there. We are there. Most of the banks. I don't recollect any other platform product we ever did at NPCI where we had on day one everyone there. So this is a different world, right? And hopefully the next time, next year around GFA experience is going to be this experience QR. Yeah. So we'll solve. And since Dilip is on stage, right? So you guys know Dilip very well, and there's another gentleman sitting out of Bangalore called Pramod. So Dilip and Pramod always had this banter. Dilip used to tell him that Bangalore is in 2035, Bombay is in 2025, and Delhi North Block, South Block is in 2015, 2020. And I shuttle between Bangalore and Bombay, but I think this is the first time, sorry Nikhil about this, where I think Bombay is now taking a leap in experiences, because people who know the history of UPI and the specs and who have really gone through the protocol details, I think it has now moved to a different one. So in my view, this is the next generation. Sorry, Nikhil, you're out. All right, thank you guys. All the best and congrats once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next is Mr. Vivek from Yes Bank. Yeah.
So I was just having a chat with Kunal before we entered, and I was telling him that we look forward to GFF because the launches happen there. We are always looking forward to GFF because the next GFF is always going to be more exciting, right? So he had 60 banks yesterday, and we have most of the banks today with this product. We will be looking forward to much more such innovations in the future, and look forward to being part of all of them. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. I'd like now to call upon Mr. Kush from Pine Labs.
Thank you very much, guys. Very excited to be here. So I think, Arif, we need to host one of these events in Delhi because I think Delhi is also coming up the curve. No points for guessing I'm from Delhi. So again, very excited for this launch. We guys have been at it for the last several months, but I have to say, Dilip and the NPCI team, I think the team that pushes us in terms of innovation, building more richness in payment flows, building out products like context QR and building an EMI layer on top of it is really the brainchild of NPCI. We guys are kind of only making sure that we get the execution done. Over the last 10 years, we built out this in-store EMI experience for merchants and cardholders. It's taken us 10 years and we've reached a point that, let's say, there are about in the range of about 50 million cards out there, swiping and dipping and, choosing EMI products. But what we feel is something like this is going to be a force multiplier. We see the next 50 million adoption and doubling and tripling of volumes when it comes to, scanning, using the EMI and the brand journey and converting it into a very seamless flow. We'll make sure that in the next 2 years, we will be there where, it took us 10 years to reach. So very excited. Our merchants are very excited. We are very excited and hoping to, build more along with NPCI and folks in this room. Thank you very much.
Thanks. I'd like to call Mr. Swaroop from PayU. Yeah.
Hello. First of all, thank you, NPCI. Every year there is a new innovation, new scale, and NPCI challenges all of us to match to that speed, right? So every time there is something, there is always a compounding effect of that. Specifically about this release, personalization, contextual payment has been a key for our success along with our merchants. And we always imagine that the last leg of the transaction, which is the PSP app, where the MPIN entry is happening, how can that transactional context can be given to that level? And I think this is the feature which is going to enable us. I pretty confident that this is going to scale and this is going to help converting the last leg of the transactions. So congratulations again, NPCI. Thank you very much for showing a trust. All the best.
Thanks. Next, I'd like to call Mr. One of my very strong supporters. Actually, whenever I go and I can actually, if I want to sort things out, I go to him. It's Mr. Rahul from Axis.
Rahul has multiple reasons to support NPCI.
Well, first of all, if you see, right, in 2016, when NPCI launched the version 1 of the UPI QR codes, it truly democratized the offline payments, the merchant payments, right, through those deep links. Now, this is the version 2 of those deep links and QR codes, right, where you can get instant offers, discount, EMIs. And this is a true sense of innovation, because you are using the existing players who have their offer engines in the market, and you have linked it to the issuer banks, acquirers, and the UPI apps. I don't think there is any true synergy which we have seen in the last few years, because those always have been bilateral arrangements. But because of the scale of UPI, I think all the existing players should be benefiting because of the 400 million UPI base. So thank you, NPCI. Thank you, Avdhoot.
Thanks, Rahul. I'd like to now call Mr. Vijay from Cash Free. Yeah. I'm so sorry, sir. मतलब ये मुंबई लोकल वाला फील दे रहे हैं सबको. I'm so sorry.
I think as on my way up, I've lost my badge somewhere. But many thanks to NPCI. So glad to be part of this. Like last year as well, we were able to get things done in such a short time period, right? And the leadership and coordination of NPCI is really appreciated. And we thank them, really for including us in this launch, right? And such innovation, specifically on customer experiences, right, is what really differentiates us. You go abroad now, and you talk about payment experiences. It's so clear that India is far ahead, right? And people come to India and then see experiences that they are shocked about. So these things add to that. So really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And probably India is ahead because अभी इधर किसी का Teams call चालू हो गया था, and he's gone out to attend it because he's paying attention to that, and that's why probably India is ahead. Next, I'd like to again call one of my very mentor. I don't think he's a philosopher yet, but let's see. Mr. Nikhil from Setu.
NPCI we've all been saying nice things about NPCI, but I just want all of us to give a round of applause to all of us here, because when a lot of people come to India and they look at UPI and they say, we want UPI, but what they really mean is they want this vibrant ecosystem, this energy that we all bring into this, when we work. I also want to thank all the selfless engineers, product managers, and developers who've been working behind. Many people don't realize what goes behind into building something like this. To me, this really felt like the early days of UPI, because engaging with the ecosystem, putting out API specs, asking for feedback, reiterating on this. Every day, on a daily basis, the specs were changing based on user feedback, on customer feedback. This energy feels like back in 2016, and I hope we scale this as big as what we did. Thank you so much.
The specs probably might change tomorrow again, so please be ready, because we might have something. It keeps printing, yeah. Every 15 days, context changes, right? And lastly, I'd like to call Mr. Arun, if he can come, and Mr. Vivek from JustPay. Arun, are you there? Can you come in? Can you try, please? Thank you so much, man. You've managed so much on the context piece. This though you can, for sure. Yeah, we will.
Thank you very much, NPCI, for providing us this opportunity. In fact, it has been a tremendous last 1 year, I would say, because we met Avdhoot last 1 year doing this research on how to build this product. It's been a roller coaster ride since then. The last 2.5 months working with banks, partners, and NPCI in delivering this contextual payments. We believe this is going to change the merchant payments for the future. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So I'd like to ask Dilip to probably end the session with a thank you note. And if you have any thoughts also, matlab gali mat dena bas, baaki sab theek hai.
No, only one thing is, of course, NPCI has been blessed, as Nikhil rightly said, we are the ecosystem. And nobody actually thinks while contributing back to NPCI. So NPCI ends up in taking a lot of credit for all of your hard work, which is the truth. So thank you for that. And the second thing is, today fintechs are thriving in India, and there is a reason for that. Our banks have been really with the mindset of, this is my customer and I service him or her, right? I think the banks have done a great job in doing universal banking, right? Today, if you understand universal banking, otherwise, the India would have been given only 50 million, 100 million bank accounts to rich. Today, we have given bank account to everybody. It's because the banks in India. However, I see that the banks are transitioning from universal banking to universal banking access, right? And I think it's a great, great feeling because the ecosystem has to be balanced, right? And I'm so happy to see banks are leading up to universal banking access. Technically, you just need one skill set, right? You just need one skill set from moving from universal banking to universal banking access. Is that how can you keep building apps? How can you keep building apps, right? I think that's where if the banks decide that how do we keep building apps, right? And the best of the apps, and give this tough fight to all the fintechs present in the room, right? So I'm sure HDFC Access, yes, all the people here would do that. Okay, coming back to the contextual payments, I think we had put up the first principles before. The first of all, contextual payments, the context should be only derived, only if it is present, right? So most of the payments do not need a context, so it should not disturb the regular payments. I think that's the first issue which we had spoken about. The second is, we had said that context should be local and could be global, right? So wherever it's possible, we should be able to derive the context locally itself, right? We don't need to go back to the API, but wherever the context is needed to be derived from global, that makes system super fast, right? Because you try to resolve things locally, and if not, you go back and resolve the context from outside. The third thing which we, of course, I'm saying the design of UPI QR. It's not address QR. It can have address. It can have context. It can have mandate. It can have what you call asset. It can have credential. So UPI QR is fairly rich compared to any other QR. And I'm saying this is a true software. However, my ask have been with the offline acquirers. I think we have done a great job on taking the static QR to the market, but I think NPCI and ecosystem has not done a good job to take the dynamic QR to the market. And this year Cybos is in China, and I hope some of you will go back and look at the way China has implemented the dynamic QR, and I hope. Because consumer still today sees the POS and says that, this I have to take out my card and do the transaction. And today, whether we like it or not, the innovating on card payment system is a little bit tough, right? Because of the proprietary OS, proprietary app, the EMV certification, and whatever it is. We have been blessed, we don't have that baggage back with us. So people like Pine Labs, people like the other acquirers must come out really a QR first merchant. I think today the merchant is not QR first, especially on the organized retail side. And that is the time we can actually create this super value of the software while consumer has to be n is equal to 1, the merchant has to be n is equal to 1, and also the product has to be n is equal to 1. So the n is equal to 1 concept actually cut across to all three, and also, the issuer, the n is equal to 4 actually. It can go to the level of, because you can derive and create personalization for a customer, for that merchant, for the bank on the app, right? So So I think that's the power. So I request, let's do the little bit of more software engineering and hardware engineering to make the organized retail as a QR first merchant. Otherwise, I'm saying we will do a lot of things here, but it won't go to the market. It won't go to the market today. If you want to actually real time convert to EMI on a POS for a 2,000 rupees jeans, right? I'm saying we should be able to do this, and it's quite possible for a particular jeans SKU, right? That's what we have been thinking. But thank you so much, and I hope. And finally, last thing which I keep telling Saurabh, that we are actually not good thinkers. We are, only thing I would like NPCI to be known is an execution organization. So I hope this gets executed with a solid force, with your support in the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip.
Okay, thanks Dilip. As usual, classic Dilip जाते जाते target देके गए. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks to each and every one of you, probably some of you outside, some of you at home, to do this in such a short time, and we'll keep polishing it, we'll keep making it better, and hopefully we'll serve India at citizen scale with this in multiple contexts. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give them a big round of applause.